Well, good morning and welcome to Pecan Hill Farms. It's been raining and I got a little break in the weather, so let's take a little end of May look at the garden so far. We'll start off with these old roses I brought back from Powderly, Texas. They're just about spent. They don't stay very long, but they're sure pretty. The bees still love them. So I'll have to say that's a plus for the roses from Powderly. Over here's my corn. I picked one the other day. It was about 3/4 full of kernels. So it's pretty good. They've been shooting up these little side shoots and making, I don't know, I've never seen this before. They make these little like faux corn on the cobs here on the side, but I do have some that are getting close to picking. That one there. Let's go over here on the back side and see what we got. Here's some here. I think that's probably about ready there. Another one down here. So this is my 4-year-old corn. 4-year-old that I never planted. It was still in the packet. And so this year I said, well, I took some and planted some in a seed starter mix just to see if they would germinate, and they did. So I planted them. It looks like I just about had 100% germination out of 3 or 4-year-old seeds. There's one of those side shoots that came up and given me like a fake corn on the cob there. I've never seen that. But anyway, so I'll have to say the corn on the cob has been a success. This is here on this west side of my house where I had this little area that I could have done a lot of things with, but I thought, well, let me put in a little garden area here and try to raise some vegetables along with the flowers and such. I've had about an inch and a half of rain the last couple days, so everything's getting watered good. My beans I planted here, they got a lot of blooms on them. I'm hoping that they'll get enough sun. Yep. Wait a minute. Look at there. There you go. There you go. It's a good deal. It's like I'm going to have beans along this front row. That's what I think the Indians called it the three sisters, right? Beans, corn, and squash. Well, I just got two sisters, corn and beans. So, but they're doing good. Over here, I had a zucchini plant, and it died after giving me a couple of zucchini, so I planted again, and it's doing well. And so one thing about planting in these like these old tubs, man alive, you got to watch the water because they will get dry quick. Here's another tub that I had a cantaloupe in, and it just died. Didn't do any. It must have been vine borers or something got to it. So I planted a couple of zucchinis in there. So hopefully they'll sprout up, and before the vine borers and the squash bugs get them. Along the front here are doing well. This area seems, when I get a lot of rain, it does hold a lot of water. That's a bad part. Never had a good results here with planting things. So I thought I'd try to plant some perennial flowers, some Mexican hats, and some yarrow and some black-eyed Susans. See how they do. They're growing well now. Hopefully they will continue to do well and not get too waterlogged in this area. My lilies are doing well. Here's my ground cherries. I've been noticing a little spider mites on some of them. As you can see, I've got some ladybugs right there. There's one there. There's one underneath, right in there, and So I may be having a problem with that on these, and hopefully, yeah, looks like it. I don't know if you can see, you can focus here. I don't know if you'll be able to focus in, but I do have, oh, there you go. See those spider mites? I don't know if 2 ladybugs is going to be enough to take care of those, but I hope so. Ground cherries, I don't think are real popular down here in the south. I believe in the north they are, but I did make some cobblers out of some last year, and they're pretty tasty. So I'm going to try to do that again this year. If the spider mites don't get them first. Okay, here's the courtyard here in my house, and this is where I had my broccoli and such this year, and that is done. I'm trying to let this lettuce go to seed, maybe collect some of the seeds. I've never done that before. I'll have to maybe read up on that. This is a bed of beans. I have so many rabbit problems out on the other garden that I decided to grow beans up here. And I also have okra in between, like right there. It's an okra plant, and these beans are growing so fast. But it looks like the okra is now starting, in the hot weather, it's starting to really come up. I was worried that these beans might mulch out or cover the okra, but it looks like some of them are coming up, so that's good. So hopefully everything will go well here. Let's move out to the outside garden. Got my yarrow, more lilies around this corner. Russian sage is finally starting to bloom. More yarrow along this fence line. And here we go. This is my hugelkultur. I filled it with logs and limbs, and then I put the dirt on top of it that I dug out. And when I put the logs in, it is it's done pretty well. I've got a good stand of onions. I have a tendency to maybe plant my onions too deep, and so sometimes my bulbs don't get as big as they should. I really need to watch that next year. But the onions are doing well. I had a couple of cucumbers in here, but you can see now I'm starting to get this wet weather. I'm starting to get hit by the aphids, so I'm going to have to pull that out and watch my jalapeno peppers. I've got to see if we can see some of them. Uh-oh. Well, there's one that came off in my hand here. So I've got several of them, and I'm trying to let them really get a bunch of them before I can put them up. Can them, I guess, not really in jars, but can them and have jalapeno peppers instead of buying them at the store. So those are doing well. Over my Ruth Stout bed here, oh, potatoes, you know, they're not doing as well as they should. I planted some other tomatoes in here to fill some space. They finally started to take off a little bit. My cucumber in a bucket, it was looking pretty bad for a while, but it's starting to grow now. There's the roots. The roots look pretty good. So I got to watch that, or it'll fill up with water with all this rain. But that's looking well. This is a regular bed here. And look at those zucchinis down there ready to pick. I've got zucchinis, 2 or 3 different types of zucchinis. Uh-oh, there's a squash bulb laying eggs right there. I have to take care of that, little rascal. Tell you what, those guys are relentless, aren't they? They just never give up. So and then I've got this kind of an 8-ball type zucchini. And over here, I got another pepper plant I put in here. I had some aphids on it, but I think that I washed them off. I think I got rid of most of them. This is that French variety of, boy, I tell you what, look at those squash bugs right down there. If I can get that rascal. I tell you what, they are everywhere. It just almost gets to the point of being overwhelmed. There's another one right down in there, if you can see him. They're kind of dumb though. They kind of step there and let you pick them off, which is good. I wouldn't have a chance. But I picked, oh man, I don't know, 10, 12. Oh, some of them I've let got too big, cantaloupe size, but usually I think it's around baseball, tennis ball, you want to pick them. Well, I've been picking them and giving them away. But anyway, they've done real well. Over here we got my muscadine grapes growing on this trellis, and I do have little grapes starting, babies, right along in there. So everything works out this year. There's a bunch more over in there. You can see them. I'll be able to make some more of that muscadine jelly. Boy, I really like that. Turned out very well. I planted some cucumbers down here by the trellis, and hopefully they'll grow up this trellis, because I've really had trouble with cucumbers this year. No luck at all. Here is some more ground cherries along through here. More ground cherries right in here. See if I can find one here that's right ready to eat. There we go. Let's try this one. I don't know if some people maybe never seen these. Let me get my finger up to see that. They're part of the tomato family. See how they're in that shell? That one's split. So much water recently. Right there. Kind of a golden, kind of an odd taste to it. But you put it in a cobbler with plenty of sugar. Tastes very good. Here's some more peppers. These are those, I think they call them pepperoncinis or something like that. They're a Greek pepper. See them right in there? I can't wait to can these, put these up. Really like the way those taste. Okay, my asparagus is starting to slow down a little bit. I'm not staying on top of it. Coming out here every day, and it's starting to, well, they'll grow up before you know it. So it won't take me too much longer, and I'll start just letting them go. Build the roots up for next year, the energy for the next year. I planted a couple of zucchini in here. Okay, more ground cherries here. And here just is called a basket gourd. I tried growing those last year. I didn't have a whole lot of success. I mean, I didn't get as big as I'd wanted, and I just didn't do it this year. But you see where where the seeds have fallen, they have sprouted up and starting to grow. Goji berries are blooming. I got some down in there. I got me a dryer. I think I'm going to try to dry these goji berries and see what they taste like. Dried. Here's blueberries. I'm going to start collecting these, don't I? That's where it tastes pretty good. But they're doing good. I was surprised. There's another one right there. Okay. Down the hatch, it's gone. Now, this is interesting. 2 tomatoes. Same variety, side by side, put in the same way. Everything the same. This one has died. Okay. This one is doing fantastic. So I got to pull this other one up. They're starting to turn. These are called purple Russians, I believe. They're starting to turn color. I got them free in a seed pack from Baker Seed Company up in Missouri. There's some more. I don't know why they're not turning. No, they are turning. They're way down there. Let me get one out of here. Let's see if I pick 2 of them. Oh, that one. This is another free seed pack. don't know the name of these right off the top of my head, but people love the way they taste. They're kind of a striped, small striped. Very good tomatoes. Okay, let's go around here. Of course, the blackberries, I've already had a man and his wife came out, some friends of mine, they came out Saturday and picked, and the blackberries are ready to go again. So I want to have to come out here and pick, put them up, and yep, I think I'm gonna try to make some blackberry jelly. Boy, I better get with it because they're starting to turn black on me. Tomorrow might be a blackberry picking day. Okay, over here to some beans along this row. I've got beans, tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. Down through here. There's some turning color down here at the bottom. I've already eaten some of these green, as you know, the old green fried tomatoes. That's doing well. Now peppers. I've always had trouble growing really big bell peppers, sweet peppers, but my goodness, this year's my year. Look at those rascals. Get my hand down there. In my hand, that thing. It's pretty good size. It's almost like supermarket size. May not be a big deal to some people, but to me, somebody who's always had trouble growing big peppers, look at those things down there. I am really pleased. They're just about covered by the beans and everything else. But I'm a happy man to have big peppers like that. So that's good. More beans. Look at these. I think these are the right Roma bean. My wife likes Romas, so I tried to plant those for her. I'm afraid to look down the bottom. There may be bunches of them down there I hadn't picked yet. No, they're trying though. Boy, I gotta look at them. I got them planted close together. So I'm happy with that. You know, I've had some failures, but I've got successes too. So, you know, I need to quit thinking about everything glass half empty. I need to start thinking about a glass half full. My self-wicking tubs, of course, have been a complete disaster. I mean, that is just pathetic. The beans in there compared to on the other side. Pathetic. So I'm going to have to take all this dirt out. I've done something wrong. I'm going to have to figure it out. There's another wild, I don't know what this is, unless it's a vine peach. Those vine peaches, boy, they will grow. Here's a vine peach over here. They'll just grow like crazy. Chickens love them. Cut them open, throw them to the chickens. Chickens just go crazy over them. Here's a young zucchini growing there. My old Seminole pumpkins, I bragged on there. They are struggling. Maybe with this heat coming, I'll get some, they'll really start taking off. I hope so. Here's some of my grapevines I'm trying to grow along this split rail fence here. I'm not having really great success. I'm going to have to learn how to do a little better with those. My peach trees are fantastic, but no peaches. But I am getting some pears. I don't know if you can see that or not. Are getting some pears. There's one right there, which is good. I never dreamed that I would get pears before peaches, but and you never know when you start gardening. You never know what's going to happen. Okay, it's an apricot tree with no apricots, which is not unusual. Okay, along here, basically, I've got okra. This red type okra here. You can see the red there in its leaves. Beans. I went heavy on beans this year. And I've already been picking lots of them. There's one right there I need to pick. I've already picked 2 pickings out of here, and there's some more. Spider mites are after me again, but I need to do some more picking there. Here's another one of those French zucchinis down in there. There's one that's gone bad. Probably too much water. None ready to pick here yet. More thing is growing on out here. More beans. Yep, see more beans there. More an okra down along here. I planted some beans along here. I see one coming up. I don't know. I got this. I bought some beans. I can't remember the name of the seed company, and they just haven't done very well. A little disappointed. There's some more cucumbers I'm trying to grow up these stakes. That one actually looks like it's going to maybe do something there. It's fantastic. Here's a bunch of seeds that are coming up from whatever fell there and rotted in the ground. Looks like some more of those basket gourds there. More cucumbers I planted there. So, another nectarine tree with no fruit. Beautiful tree with no fruit. Back over here is another one, no fruit. But, believe it or not, apples. And I never figured that I would get, look at this up here, I would get apples before peaches. These are 3-year-old trees, but it's more up there, more there. So, what can I say? You never know. Here's my jujube. These crazy little flowers on it. Hopefully I'll get some jujubes this year. Well, look at this. Look at there. See if I can focus in on it there. There's a little baby jujube right there, isn't he? Can you get focused on that? There we go. I can't wait. I can't wait. The crazy ducks and chickens out there. It's rained, so I've got a couple places there where the water collects and a couple little puddles. Man, they're having a blast today. More peach trees that are 2 years old or a year old. Right down there. And then here's where I'm trying to grow some more blackberries along here. Down this line here. I need to get and do some weeding in here. There's a fig tree. It's coming back up. Right down that line there, you'll see more blackberries. So, there's where I'm at. That's just about it. You always, you always get a little disappointed when the bugs beat you, or some things happen that you weren't expected. But all in all, for the end of May, for me, I just have to say it's been a success so far. And I'll get back with you guys in maybe a couple weeks, middle of June, and we will see what's happening, what's ripening up, what's been beaten down by the bugs. But I've never been one to admit when I mess up, but so far so good. And there's some sunflowers going across the fence there. We're going to grow those for my chickens. And all in all, very good. So, thank you for coming along. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe, tell your friends about my channel, and we'll see you on the next video. Y'all have a wonderful day.